Hello, BookTube. I had to go out and do a few things today, and my route took me by the Listen charity shop over in West Lebanon, New Hampshire. So I went over there, found a few books and some music, so I thought I'd share it with you. So let me start with the music. For $8, I got this. Beethoven on 87 CDs, complete works. I don't know much about the set. Just barely got into the building here to find out. Doesn't really have a date on it and who the individual symphonies are or any of that. So it's in these little cases here. So I'll go through it for $8. I'm willing to take a chance. So 87 CDs, $8. Yeah, that's a pretty good price. So if they're good, we'll find out. So if anybody knows about the set, let me know. Here, I'll hold it up there for a minute so you can look at it. But yeah, so that's all of it on the music. Then I got one of these Oxford World Classics. This is Robert Louis Stevenson, Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and Other Tales. Really good shape. It was like 50 cents. Let's see here. Edited with an introduction and notes by Roger Luckhurst. So it has an introduction, has textual note, bibliography, chronology, appendices, and explanatory notes. So glad to have this. Big fan of Robert Louis Stevenson. My favorite is Kidnapped. Then I grabbed something I've read years ago. I thought it was okay. But so many people seem to really love it. I'm wondering if it was just my mood at the time or something. That does happen. So this is The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. Many of you probably read this. This is Golink's Fantasy. So, book one of the Gentleman Bastard sequence, the only one I've ever read. And this is 2006. So, I'll give it another read. Fantasy novel. So here, I'll just read you a little bit. Slightly built and barely competent with a sword, Locke Lamora is, much to his annoyance, the fabled thorn. And while Locke does indeed steal from the rich, who else would be worth stealing from? Good point there. The poor may never see a penny. All of Locke's gain are strictly for himself and his tight-knit band of thieves, the Gentleman Bastards. So we'll give it a reread, give it another chance. Then this one has a little bit of fading on it, but I couldn't pass it up because it's been so long since I read any of these. Oh, there's something in the book. Some sort of fundraising thing. This is Norman MacLean's A River Runs Through It and Other Stories. Like I say, it's got a little bit of I'm assuming that's sun damage. Yeah, because it's a little light here. But I haven't read these in a long time, and I'd really, really love to go back to them. And I'd also like to see the movie again. That's been a long time since I've done that. So there we go. And then, I don't know if you can see it right in... I never do this thing very well. Right there, the Pern books. Added another one to that. I've got some paperbacks too. This is the Dolphins of Pern in a hardcover. From the size of it, I'd say it's a book club edition. Yes, it is. Oh, no. You can tell right there. Right where my thumb is. So, but glad to have it for, I think this was $1. I love the Pern stories. I don't think I've read them all. This is 1994 by Anne McCaffrey. And I don't remember if I've read this. I'll just go through I just might just reread it either way. And then the last thing I got is a book I also read and don't have anymore, and I just wanted a copy, and I'll revisit a little bit. And this is, what year was this? This is 1988. And this is Coming of Age in the Milky Way, a classic. So I haven't been reading enough science in the last few years. I used to read a lot. I'd like to get back to reading some science and maybe some more updated stuff. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This is a good book. Let me see here if they've got anything in here that might be fun to look at. Yeah, so a science book, science fiction book, a book about fishing, a fantasy book, and then what would you call this? It's not a horror story, I guess, maybe. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So a pretty good haul, and then of course if you add, the biggest expense was the $8 I spent on this, and I'll go listen to some of them, see if I made a mistake or if it was a good idea. So I hope you're all doing well. Holiday tomorrow, and then I'm, for the most part, except for some meetings, I'm going to take the week off, and maybe I'll go do some book hunting in places I don't normally go. So I may wander over the other side of the state a bit, and I know some places over there that I've never been to that are on my list. So this may be the week to do it. So maybe I'll be coming back with some fun hauls. So I hope you're all well, and thank you, BookTube.